Obsession isn't always what we think. It's a strong fixation or habit that people just can't seem to shake. And throughout history, some of these habits have been downright bizarre. Here are 5 of the strangest obsessions ever. Trust me, the last one will definitely surprise you. Our journey into strange historical habits starts with none other than Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis and maybe the most enthusiastic fan of a certain miracle powder, also known as cocaine. Freud was so fascinated by this supposed wonder drug that he recommended it to friends, tried it on himself, and was convinced it could fix nearly anything. Imagine it. Freud enthusiastically sharing his favorite pick-me-up, like today's coffee, thinking it would solve life's troubles with just a little sprinkle. Next up is none other than Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds of all time, and a man with an oddly dedicated hatred for socks. Yep, Einstein was so determined to live a sock-free life that he went everywhere without them, convinced they were just annoying and prone to holes. It sounds simple, but Einstein was serious. Socks, in his mind, were pointless. And for him, time spent mending holes was time wasted. It's funny to think that someone who reshaped physics was hung up on something as small as socks. Number 3 takes us to the 19th century, where Honoré de Balzac, the author of over 90 novels, was practically powered by coffee. And we're not talking about just a morning cup here. Balzac's coffee habit was on a whole other level. He downed up to 50 cups daily, sometimes even eating coffee grounds straight. This caffeine rush fueled him through marathon writing sessions, but it took a brutal toll on his health. Coffee was his creative fuel. He needed it to churn out book after book. Balzac may have been a literary genius, but he was also the original caffeine junkie. Next on the list is the legendary inventor Nikola Tesla, a man who changed the world with his inventions but had a soft spot for pigeons. Tesla's devotion to these birds went way beyond just feeding them. He actually claimed to have fallen in love with one special pigeon, saying he loved her as deeply as a human could. Tesla even believed she gave him purpose and comfort. After all, even the greatest minds need a little love, right? And now we've saved the most bizarre obsession for last. Meet Charles the Mad, a French king with one of history's strangest obsessions. Charles was utterly convinced he was made of glass, fearing that even a small bump would shatter him to pieces. To protect himself, he wore specially reinforced clothing lined with iron rods and often avoided any physical contact. Sometimes, he'd even refuse to move out of sheer terror. Historians believe this glass delusion could have been linked to schizophrenia. This behavior left Charles increasingly isolated and unstable, weakening his rule and leaving France vulnerable to turmoil and power struggles. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more bizarre tales from history.